and hello world. Hi you guys. Welcome to our second episode of MANTRAE Talks. It's decided not fully a podcast yet. I don't know. It is a podcast, but MANTRAE Talks looks cool and it sounds cool. Like I like it. You know, as I was editing our previous podcast, I decided that the name for that is to be MANTRAE Talks. It can change with time and we're embracing it, right? Today's super cold in Florida, so I have some tea here, and born and raised Eastern European, we drink tea with sweets, okay? So that is a crucial part of my everyday tea ceremony, to have something sweet on the side. We have an exciting topic. Oh, before we do that, you know that I love my office and I love telling you about new things. Look at that. This is a peace lily. Please welcome her. She is amazing. I love her already. She's been with me for a week now. We don't have any flowers yet, but you may know that peace lily grow those white, beautiful flowers, and I'm excited to see how this one is gonna grow. Hopefully she feels good at our house, good with us. We're trying to give it the best environment. It's great. We love flowers, we love plants, and we're excited to see how this amazing peace lily will grow, because previously all my plants, like, they're not in this world anymore. My bad. But I'm growing, I'm evolving, and I'm learning how to take care of those. So before we dive into today's topic, I wanted to touch on the previous podcast, and I wanted to share with you my observations, my ideas, and my learnings from what I've been honestly like posting so far for 6+ months. I figured, especially looking at the previous episode, I finally realized what was holding me back. You ready? I don't think I am ready to say that out loud, but funny enough, the only thing that was holding me back into opening and kind of figuring out what do I want to share and how do I want to share that is the idea that I am Daria, the founder of MANTRAE. No. How can I share with you and kind of make everything about and around MANTRAE if I've been with MANTRAE only for like a year, while it was growing and I was figuring it all out? I don't know who is Daria, the founder of MANTRAE, yet. I just want to open up. I just want to talk and share my experience with you so that I can help you relate and just know that you're not alone on this never-ending story of growing, because obviously this is who we are. Why we're here. We're here to grow, to evolve, and to figure out what is our next self would look like. I've honestly been always thinking this way, that we're not like stuck with only one version of us. We have to evolve. We have to try different paths. And I think I've seen, like, growing up, I've seen people who've been in, let's say, the same profession as they used to be for like many years, their whole life. And I've seen that they're simply not happy. They get tired, burned out of what they do. They're not pivoting on their path at all. It takes a lot of energy not to evolve and to try new things. Can you like think of that for a sec? Amazing, right? But today we're talking about the cost of starting, the cost of unleashing your creativity, and all the doubts that start arising. What I figured out is that there are several stages of becoming and creating something, where the first stage is total fear and neglection of your idea. I think that today's world, especially, we live so much into the world of comparison. We have so many examples, especially with social media, that is showing us only the best sides of life. While I do believe that every stage in your life, everything that you go through is the best. And you can show it, if you decide to, but for whatever reason, like if we're not like at our highest, not in our prime era, as they say, we're losers. Who said that? Building a business, building a brand, it all started with fear and neglection, of course. I was doubting myself more than I was making tiny steps, which is fine. Totally. I think it's absolutely is inevitable stage. My husband was the one to push me toward trying. He was the one to believe in the idea of the brand more than I was. And unfortunately, not everyone has a person like that in their life. And if you do not, I really wish you have so much strength and absolutely like the smallest amount of fear to just start. Start and try. Try everything that you feel your soul and your intention and your body wants to get toward to. When I started making the first steps, like when I'm talking tiny steps, I'm telling like I created a logo. That was it for the day. Find 5 manufacturers, get in touch with them, wait for nothing, and just kind of, pinching a little bit toward that direction and then like, okay, I'm gonna try, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Kind of the thing. You get this little strength to start moving forward. Tiny steps are the biggest steps you can take because in tiniest steps, the whole magic of creation lives. With those tiny steps, as we get closer to production, here is where a lot of doubts, like you have the first stage covered with fear, but then the second stage is where the doubts start piling up on top of that fear. And you have to deal with that alone. You're lucky if you have one person whom you can trust by opening up about your idea. But yeah, my husband was the only person who knew about this because it's just the way I kind of go through different projects and different stages of me when I'm stepping or leveling up. Which honestly, do we level up or do we level like just gradually toward our kind of new path? But for whatever reason, us as humans, we tend to think that we're growing, like we're evolving. We're definitely acquiring more skills and knowledge, and it kind of piles up. So maybe that's why this growth is like a curve up. But I love philosophy. If you did not understand that yet, we have fears. We pile it with doubts. Not intentionally, of course, the way our brains work. And they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like you start panicking for no reason. Trust the process. Trust the process. When I was in doubt of, okay, are we actually gonna do that? Are we actually investing? Are we actually like going with that design? I remember the moment when I told myself, well, first of all, through all these processes, I was telling myself to trust the process, like surrender to that. Just try it. I have to make it exist. I don't have to make it perfect. And here is where perfectionist within, on top of the fear, doubt, we're trying to eliminate this guy, the perfectionist within. That I realized that honestly, perfection does not exist at all. It's something that just stops us. It's just the fear that we call perfection. At this stage, yes, I'm thinking that I have to be as cool as Chanel while, well, okay, maybe Chanel's too much, but like, I have to be cool. And it has to be catchy so that it gets sold out in the first 2 days. My love, you're just getting started. You just have to make it exist and then make it perfect. That's what I was telling myself. And if you don't believe that I'm talking to myself like I'm talking to you guys right now, I do. Those conversations in this beautiful head never end. And this is actually the factor, I think, that brings us into being more conscious and consistent, and just those conversations, I figured out that those conversations help us grow much faster because we simply analyze what has happened, how we think, what are our beliefs, what is the perception that stops me from going into where my soul and my heart leads me toward. Crucial conversations are the ones that you're having with yourself. But believe me, even after the year of building a business, building a brand, I am still thinking that, oh my gosh, why did I make this decision? We had to go with different design, and I still doubt myself and I still doubt decisions that I made. However, it's just a waste of energy because I'm not gonna go back and change anything, but what I can do is to evolve today. The fourth stage is the release. When we launched, see my peace lilies calming me down here. Not that I'm stressing out though. When I released MANTRAE, I knew that it is time for me to start revealing people that MANTRAE is actually my brand. Those t-shirts that I'm wearing are actually my creation. I felt scared because it is the hardest to reveal that to the world and to tell people who know you as someone else that you're stepping into your new form of being. Weird definition, but let it be. Why are we scared to tell people that, hi, I'm Daria, I'm the founder, or like, I am building this business? I think we're scared to reveal that simply because we're scared, like, we're still not so sure about where we're at, because it takes years for you to be sure that, okay, yes, I am the founder, I am the CEO of this company, I am growing this business, when, obviously you have a proof of what you're doing, your financial reports are talking about that, which is weird. Like, why do we let those things define us? But anyways, this is how our brain works. With that, I believe that we're scared to reveal that to people that we're building the brand, the business, because we're scared they will enhance those doubts that we already have. Especially people who have not been in those shoes, who have not built or raised anything, can bring so much doubt into you because they have no idea what it's like to build something from scratch, to become someone you have not yet been, to put so much effort into something that may not even have an outcome. Physical, mentally, you'll be a different person anyways. The core of that fear of telling someone that you are building, you're becoming, or you're doing this is just an additional doubt that can come from them into you, intentionally or most likely not intentionally. It's just how human psychology work. But time is a very magical constant. Once we tell someone that that's what we're doing and we actually get to launch it, we think that we figured it all out. Because the time has passed, we've been in the cycle, we conquered all the fears that we had, and we finally launch and we think that we got everything. No, we did not figure that out. A new cycle gets into place. Everything you thought you did figure out does not make sense when you start executing that. I am talking specifically about burnouts, fears that no one even needs your product, struggles of translating what your product, your brand stands for, and overall just bringing that brand's philosophy into life. I am personally, probably because I'm in that stage right now, I'm personally struggling with that the most. I recently realized that it just comes from the lack of structure. However, we're not born with structure. We have to figure out what the structure is for us. How does our brand talk to others? What do we want to bring to the world with our brand? For me, I felt like there's this huge bubble with all the ideas, philosophies, and stuff that I have to narrow down. Is it easy? No. That is probably the hardest part. But for those of you who have already successfully built a business, looking at me, you probably think that, no, my dear, this is not the hardest part. So what's the caveat? Why do we think that? Because for me, at this specific stage, I have not yet conquered this mountain of structure. For me, the main struggle in structure is simply thinking of everything too abstract. I do love philosophical things. This is just where my work is focused on today. Building a structure. How does that look? If you think that I'm not doubting myself and I look so confident on camera, thank you so much. But I'll be honest, I do doubt myself. I do have burnouts. I do want to take a day off. This perfectionist within that I was eliminating earlier, like several months ago, that did go away, it comes back. It does come back at every stage. That freaking perfectionist who tells you, oh, this should be done. Oh, this should be done differently. Oh, this video is bad. Oh, this thing is not good enough. Nuh-uh. At the end, so many times you feel lost and alone because business and just becoming is your own battle. It's the longest, everlasting, never-ending therapy session, but the result, it's so worth it. And nothing in this world that is easy to come to is gonna have a good outcome. It's just how life works. There is nothing easy if we want to achieve great result. Greatest results do require hard work. That is the golden rule of life. However, to make it less stressful and make it enjoyable, because that is the main part of living. Make every stage of life enjoyable. Have fun, evolve, and just be grateful for this opportunity and to love what you do. To feel it in your body, in your heart, in this inner voice called intuition, because the brain is the laziest. It will tell you that perfectionist lives in the brain who tries to stop you because we don't want to do hard work. We do not, but we have to in order to achieve the greatest outcomes. Yay! The other struggle that I figured I have is trying to be someone I am not, or like not opening up as I can, because I realized, again, building the structure probably with being on social media and building a personal brand on top of building a clothing brand. For whatever reason, I felt like I have to be someone, like I have to look successful in a way, or I have to bring value, but I'm not there yet. I'm not an expert in anything in any way. I'm an expert in enjoying your life. That's it. I know how to enjoy life. I know how to be grateful. I know how to be happy. But in terms of building a business, like I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person who has an experience of losing myself several times and building myself anew. That's it. I have my experience and I can share that with you. However, I was trying to be seen better, kind of in a way than I am, or trying to be someone I'm not. And like, because I'm not able to translate who I really am, that's where those burnouts start to come. Because again, just like in the structure, like in the understanding of what am I doing, where am I going, this week, when the burnout was just like around the corner, I think I realized that it's vital for me to just share with you that I'm no expert. I'm just a person living this life, evolving, growing, building a brand. That's it. I'm just a person like you are. I do have my beliefs. I do have my perceptions. But I'm not gonna teach you in a way. I don't want to teach you. If I just want us to have those conversations as if we're just sipping some coffee or tea together, talking and getting rid of all that stress we acquired through the day. Because it's inevitable. It's okay to stress out, but it's vital to know how to cool down. and how to help your nervous system live its best, have the best sleep ever, recover, and all that stuff. So I'm still scared. I'm still burning out. I still don't know where we're gonna go and where we're gonna arrive in a month, in 2 months. But I'm trusting the process and I'm just experimenting, as you can see. And with each step, with each tiny step, I know that we will feel better. With each step we take on our way, we'll become more confident. I really don't know if we're being born with confidence or I think that some people are just more courageous maybe than the others, their character is different, but it does not eliminate the fear. Everyone knows what the fear is. Actually, oh my gosh, we're not wrapping it up yet. Wait a sec. I got something for you. I'll be right back. Okay. This is an amazing book. Actually, those are 3 books that I'm reading right now. I'm reading the first one, and I wanted to share the thought. The book is called The Complete Conversations with God, because that's, again, 3 books in one. I'm conquering book 1 at the moment, and I wanted to share with you an amazing thought. And maybe that's actually going to be an awesome closing statement for our podcast. Maybe not. We'll see. Okie dokie. You guys ready? Listen. All human actions are motivated at their deepest level, but only 2 emotions: love and fear. In truth, there are only 2 emotions, only 2 words in the language of the soul. They are the opposite ends of great polarity, which I created, the God kind of tells, when I produced the universe and your world as you know it today. Without these 2 points, without these 2 ideas about things, no other idea could exist. So, with that, every human thought, every human action is based in either love or fear. With that, we all know what the fear is. We all know what the love is. And it is up to us to always choose love, the way of love, and eliminate the fear in our path, in our minds. But we'll always know what the fear is. We'll always know what the love is. We'll always be making decisions, thinking out of these 2, either love or fear. So let's try sticking to love, the most universal, most important thing, the God itself, the universe, the world that's built on love and fear. 2 polarities. To know what the happiness is, we have to know what the sorrow is. With that, I think we're progressing pretty good. I just want you to know that you're not alone. Becoming, building, evolving is a long road. It contains doubt, it contains fear, it contains that freaking perfectionist within, but it also brings so much joy to create. It brings so much joy to figure out each day who you are, how you can make things better, how you can make your life better, how can you live your fullest. The understanding of that can only come through hard work that brings the greatest outcomes. Keep on growing, keep on building, and know that we're here for one another. But there are moments that there are paths that we have to walk alone, and it's all right. Because we come here alone and we leave this world alone. So it's important for us to walk some of our roads by ourselves, figuring it out, doubting ourselves, making amends with ourselves, and simply becoming, simply growing. I really hope that you can relate to any of those, and as always, I absolutely am the most grateful for you to be here, to listen, to relate, and to share your experiences in the comments. Be my guest. Let's stick together. Let's support each other, and just know that we're not alone. Never ever we are alone. and keep on going. Rock and roll in the world. And honestly, you guys, this book also I started listening to the audiobook, and I love it even more than reading because for whatever reason, probably just the way that there are three books in one book, and what 1,000 pages, 700 pages book is not as exciting as just listening to that. I'll be advocating, and I would love to share with you some of the books that I'm reading, that I'm discovering, because I love being a nerd. Yes, I'm becoming a bookworm. So with that, stay tuned. Follow us here and join MANTRAE Circle not to miss the newest episodes. Thank you again. Absolutely gratefully. Daria.